Coming up tonight on YCN News, the New Hampshire Attorney General is asking for help in locating a murder suspect. An update on the sale of Wheelabrator in Claremont. And a brush fire in southern Vermont is brought under control. For more news, weather, and sports, it's time for YCN, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region, southern Vermont, and Windsor County. News, sports, weather, and all that is happening in our area. The news on YCN, your local view.
Good evening. It is Tuesday, April 14th. I'm Laura James. Welcome to YCN News. We begin tonight's news with an appeal from the New Hampshire Attorney General Joseph Foster in locating a second suspect wanted in connection with the murder of a Nashua man last month. Police seek information on the whereabouts of Stefan Daniel Pino, age 20, of Nashua. He was last seen in Nashua on April 1st. Pino is 5 feet 6 inches tall, has black hair and green eyes. Several tattoos are on his arms, police say in a news release. On the right arm, a skeleton or a ghost with the letters NFL, and on Pino's left arm, the numbers 603. The pictures shown on the screen of Pino were taken a year ago. He may have shaved or changed his appearance to avoid detection. Police seek information only on Pino's location. Do not try to apprehend him. Call the U.S. Marshal's Office at 603-225-1632. And another man, Jonathan Goff, has been charged for allegedly committing second-degree murder in the death of Benjamin Markham on March 12th. Police took Goff into custody on March 14th. Nashua police also seek more information regarding Markham's death. All contact information is shown on the screen. In southern Vermont this afternoon, a brush fire at 1036 Black Mountain Road in Dummerston crept into a nearby house, causing a fire in that home's walls. That according to the Brattleboro Reformer. A first alarm was called in shortly after 12:15 p.m. today. The brush fire was brought under control and the fire caused minor damage to the home. Well, it remains to be seen if anyone or any company successfully bid on the now closed Wheelabrator trash incinerator in Claremont, New Hampshire. The plant off Glidden Road on Route 12 closed over a year ago. After many years in operation, Wheelabrator's parent company shut down the incinerator, citing expenses. Environmental activists in New Hampshire and Vermont were long a thorn in the company's side, arguing the incinerator damaged air quality. The plant was to be sold in two ways, either in its entirety or in parts. YCN News will update you on this story. Coming up on YCN News, upgrades at the Hammond Cove shooting range. That's in Heartland, Vermont. And a bill is being introduced to stop profitable corporations from sheltering income, and some postponements of local sports action. Mike Pizzone has sports and weather when YCN News returns.
The YCN News continues in a moment.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Laura James. Well, good news for residents of Heartland, Vermont, and on the other side of the Connecticut River, citizens of Plainfield, New Hampshire. Vermont's Fish and Wildlife Department, in response to safety and noise concerns, is planning upgrades to the Hammond Cove shooting range in Heartland, reports the Valley News. About $20,000 will be spent toward adding soundproofing to the range off Heartland's Three Corners intersection. Safe handling of licensed firearms by shooting range users will also be addressed into upcoming public hearings. The first hearing is set for 6:30 p.m. on Thursday, April 23rd in Montpelier. And the address is 109 State Street at the Pavilion Auditorium, by the way. And the second hearing also starts at 6:30 p.m. That's going to be held at the Heartland Recreation Center. That address is 19 Route 12 in Heartland. U.S. Senator from Vermont Bernie Sanders is considering a presidential run in 2016. His plans will be made clear on or before April 30th. He earlier said that he would run for president if none of the other candidates addressed issues he feels are key to the nation's middle and working class. One issue includes corporate taxes, namely businesses who shelter income overseas to avoid federal taxes. Sanders today introduced a bill that would end tax breaks for companies that ship jobs overseas. According to a news release from the independent senator, Per the press release, 83 of the nation's Fortune 100 companies have used offshore tax havens to lower their taxes, according to the most recent Government Accountability Office study. And Sanders' bill and a companion measure introduced today in the House by Representative Jan Schakowsky of Illinois will yield more than $590 billion in revenue over the next decade, notes the Joint Committee on Taxation. Coming up next on YCN News, Elizabeth Durazio has an interview with David Fairbanks Ford of the Main Street Museum. That's in White River Junction, Vermont. That's all coming up when YCN News returns.
The YCN News continues in a moment.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Mike Pizzone. Well, it was another beautiful day out there today, and it looks like we're in for more of the same in the foreseeable future. Skies will remain mostly clear tonight with a low of about 33 degrees and calming winds. Tomorrow will bring more sun with cloudless skies and a high of 62, though temperatures will likely drop below the freezing mark overnight with a low of 24 degrees. The sun will be back out in full force Thursday, though, with clear sunny skies and a high of 59 degrees. The only blemish on the forecast is Thursday evening, with a 30% chance we could see some showers with temperatures dropping to about 37 degrees. Now let's take a look at our community calendar to see what's happening in the region. The Montshire Museum on Montshire Road in Norwich, Vermont will have a hands-on science activities for adults and children tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Activities are free after admission to the museum. Call the number on the screen for more information. The Rockingham Free Public Library in Bellows Falls, Vermont is hosting its weekly RPG Gaming Night tomorrow from 5:30 to 9 p.m. The program is free and open to gamers of all levels. Email sam at rockinghamlibrary.org or call the number on the screen for more information. Acclaimed poet Wesley McNair will visit the Richard Free Library in Newport, New Hampshire on Thursday at 7 p.m. to read from his new collection, The Lost Child, Ozark Poems. There is no cost to attend. Well, yesterday was supposed to be opening day for baseball and softball teams across the Granite State, but despite sunny skies and temperatures in the 70s, teams in our area were forced to postpone their games due to still sloppy field conditions. Lebanon, Kearsarge, and Newport high schools were all forced to push back their baseball and softball openers until next week, while other schools, like Sunapee, will open on the road tomorrow after purposely scheduling their first few games away from home. But there was some high school action yesterday as the Stevens girls tennis team hosted Conant in what was its second game of the regular season. And while the Cardinals fell a little short of earning a team victory in their 6-3 defeat, they can still celebrate a pair of individual wins as well as a victory in doubles play. Sophomore Camby Collison improved to 2-0 on the season with her 8-5 win at number 3 singles, before junior Abby Dole tallied her team's second point with a tight 8-6 win at number 6 singles. Stevens' doubles win came at the number 3 spot behind the solid play of teammates Evelyn Cormier and Ella Clave to the tune of an 8-2 victory. The Cardinals are now 0-2 and are in action today against Kearsarge. The Hanover boys lacrosse team was also in action yesterday, earning a dramatic overtime victory over non-divisional Champlain Valley behind Brendan Fourier's game-winning goal in extra time. Connor Austin led the Marauders with 4 goals and an assist, followed by Jin Kim with 3 goals. Fourier's game winner was his second goal of the contest. And on a collegiate note, Colby Sawyer freshman Nicole Levine was named North Atlantic Conference Rookie of the Week for the second time this season after scoring 7 goals and tallying an assist in a 3-0 week for the Chargers. That does it for YCN Sports. I'm Mike Pizzone.
Thanks, Mike. We'll have part 2 of YCN's Capital Connections, John O'Connor's interview with the executive counselor from District 2. Some interesting insights, too, you don't want to miss when YCN News continues.
The YCN News continues in a moment.